Hi guys, it's Colleen from CM Soul 1111. I'm going to be doing a twin flame reading today, which is the 12th of April. The reading itself is timeless, so if any of you watch this and it's, not today, it will still be valid based around where you are in your journey. My plan is to go into the head and heart space of the divine masculine first, and then do the same for the divine feminine. So I'm just going to start off with shuffling the deck. And I hope you've all been keeping well. If you like the video, hit like, share and subscribe. And thank you to everyone who's watched the video, my previous video so far. Relatively new to YouTube, but wanted to set up my own channel doing tarot readings, having been drawn to this after and during a spiritual awakening. I also wanted to use the channel as a way to sort of discuss my journey into awakening and how it's made me feel at points, and just generally share the love, connect with like-minded people on the same journey, because we all know at times waking up and dealing with sort of twin flame journeys as well, it can be pretty brutal and you can feel pretty alone. And I think I always sort of found comfort during my awakening knowing that there was others out there just like me that had gone through the same process, and I've learned from them, and if I can help one or two of you out there, I'll be very happy. Okay, so divine masculine headspace, please. That one looks like it wants to come out. Make sure you can see that there. Divine masculine headspace, please, Spirit. That one. Two more, please, Spirit. Definitely got a divine masculine here that's been feeling burdened, or perhaps a little bit feeling a bit sorry for himself, struggling to, that's too many. Struggling to balance life in the 3D. Definitely got this twin flame on his mind at the moment with the Two of Cups there. But there's definitely something bothering them in the 3D. Yeah, okay, thank you. Something that's going to require him to take a bit of a leap of faith. And he's definitely been battling with himself. So the overarching energy of this reading is the Five of Wands. So it could be a fire sign that you're talking about here. But this particular divine masculine has been, for me, been fighting with himself. There's a battle between taking that leap of faith into love and being with his divine feminine. But there's definitely a matter in the earthly realms that's making him feel burdened. So I'm going to look to get some clarifiers on each of these cards for the divine masculine's headspace. Oh. Okay, so I don't normally take in reverse unless it comes out of the pack in reverse. And the clarifier for the Six of Pentacles, which can be about balance and generosity, but it can also mean that you're not giving to the right place. And I think the divine masculine in his headspace has been feeling burdened by this, and the situation in the 3D has been making him feel burdened. To get this as a clarifier, it tells me that perhaps he's made up his mind, in terms of maybe there's a third party situation that is bothering him and he's been struggling to balance that, or it could well be that he's been struggling to balance the connection in the 3D and also the 5D, and I think he's moving away from feeling burdened by by finding balance. I think he's going to look at surrendering. This for me feels like surrender. We'll get some clarifiers on. I definitely think maybe perhaps here having the Nine of Wands in reverse and also upright. He's in the 3D. Perhaps on the face of it, he's looking a bit like this, burden to you, and that's the physical presence that you're seeing, divine feminines. But in his headspace, I think he's moving away from that feeling of being burdened by the connection, and I think he's starting to move towards finding a better balance between the 3D and the 5D. I definitely feel he knows that this is definitely a divine connection. There's no denying that, and I think he knows there needs to be some forward movement. But in his headspace, he has definitely been battling with himself. Definitely battling, I feel, with the 3D and the 5D, most definitely. Yeah, so that actually came in the reverse, and I'm going to take that. So again, if you look at this, this is the King of Cups clarifying the burdening. And again, I think this is about, the King of Cups is about love, it's stability within love, being sort of grounded in your emotions. And, getting this King of Cups in the reverse tells me that the emotionally, the divine masculine has been feeling burdened, but knows he does need to change this, King of Cups in reverse into an upright to be able to get his true love. Okay, so I just want to get a clarifier on the Two of Cups for the divine masculine in the headspace, please. Divine masculine in the headspace. He's definitely going to need to overcome the situation in his head. Yeah, the Hierophant. Connecting with himself. He's definitely needs to come into his power. He knows that he needs to take that leap of faith and move towards his divine feminine and away from this battle in his head and heart. Yeah, I think he knows he needs to take that leap of faith, but I think he's at points he's battling with himself in terms of heart and head. Is it worth it? Is it not? He definitely knows for definite that this is his twin flame. I think the challenge for him is going to be in the 3D on how to get from A to B, and mentally he needs to overcome that battle. The bottom of the deck on the clarifiers is the Empress. So yeah, he knows we're talking about divine feminine here. He needs to go from King of Cups into his Emperor. He needs to step forward with the right offer for her in the 3D. He's just struggling to find a way to balance it. Okay, so we're going to move towards checking out the divine masculine in his heart space. Just get these ones out of the way. And let's get some shuffles on the go for. Spirit, could we get some information and cards on the divine masculine's current heart space? In his headspace, he's feeling conflicted and burdened, but he knows that he needs to move towards his divine feminine, his Empress. He's battling with himself in his head and in terms of actions, and he's struggling with his emotions at the moment. So I think, divine feminine's, my advice in terms of where the divine masculine's at is that you just need to be patient. I think he needs to kind of come to terms with where he's at, balance the 3D and the 5D, and that may take some time, but he knows what he needs to do. Okay, one more. Okay, let's cut the deck. 2, 3. Okay, so get some cards please for the divine masculine heart space, please. Divine masculine heart space. Ooh, yeah. His heart space, he's feeling a bit stuck. He knows he needs to take time out. Getting the Hanged Man. Don't know if you can see that yet. He's taking a bit of time out to contemplate what his next move's going to be. Inevitably, it's going to be the Fool. He's taking that leap of faith, but he just needs to find that balance within himself emotionally. And I think if he moves too quickly and too prematurely, I think he's worried and feels burdened about getting it wrong. I think he's also struggling and not sure how to move forward. Ooh, yeah, look. He's been having some anxiety. We'll take those, thank you. And I'll take that one as it came out as well. At the bottom of the deck. So, 1, 2, can you see those? Yeah. And that came out in the reverse. Yeah, so I mean, he's definitely taking time out for himself. I think he just needs to pause, gather his thoughts and find the right balance. He's definitely been losing sleep over this connection. It's definitely caused him some torment, some anxiety. He's definitely in his headspace a lot at the moment and not quite sure how to move forward in terms of actions and emotions. And I think he's generally just finding the whole situation very difficult. And, you know, perhaps he's going through a bit of a dark night of the soul where the realisation of a 5D connection is hitting him and he's trying to process that in a 3D mind. You know, Divine Feminines, I think you need to be patient with him. He will get there. 9 of Cups. He knows you satisfy him. He knows you're his wish granted. He just needs to get to a place of better balance, take the leap of faith and move forward. Because, you know, his happiness is there in the 9 of Cups there. This kind of mirrors what I was saying in the headspace part of this reading. He knows he needs to act. You know, the King of Wands is about passion. Again, could be a fire sign that we're talking about here. He knows he needs to move forward, but he wants to do it in the right way. I think he needs to get better balance with his emotions and make a decision about how's best to move forward and move away. You know, this King of Wands is looking towards the 9 of Cups. That's his end goal. That's what he wants to achieve. And he knows that his Empress is part of that process. And again, you know, this mirrors what I said in the headspace. He doesn't know how to communicate this going forward. You know, the Queen of Swords can be cutting with the communication. It can be a bit brash. And I think maybe perhaps he's spoken to you that way in the past and that's caused him anxiety, as maybe, you know, Divine Feminines, you've taken a step back to give him room to do, you know, to do his work. It feels very static. There's not a lot of movement in all of these cards at the moment. I think he just needs to get his headspace in the right place so that he can then decide sensibly which way to move forward and ensure that he doesn't communicate with you in the wrong way. I think he's worried about delivering that message incorrectly. So I again, Divine Feminines, my advice is to be patient. The overarching energy here is the Page of Wands. So there is going to be some communication from him. I think he's just, you know, panicking about how he delivers that. But there will be, you'll see some action from him. Definitely see some action from him. Okay, let's get some clarifiers for this in the Divine Masculines. Heart space, please. I'd like a clarifier on the Hanged Man. That one does look like it wants to come out. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion in his mind at the moment. You know, this to me, 7 of Cups is about confusion. It's having too many options, not knowing which one to take. And I think before he makes any decisions about what way he's going to move forward, you know, he needs to take a bit of time out. And that's fine, because I guarantee you, Divine Feminines, when you were going through your dark night of the soul, or you were starting to wake up and all your chakras were kind of going a bit crazy, and, you know, we've all been there where we've lost sleep. I think he's at that stage now, and we just, you know, love is about being patient, you know, allowing him to go through the process himself. Okay, so I'm going to take these clarifiers that came out for each of these. So again, clarifying this, oh sorry, bear with me, clarifying the 7 of Swords here is the 10 of Wands. Now, we all know that 10s are the end of a cycle. So again, having this clarifying the sleepless nights, the anxiety, the depression that he's been feeling, it tells me that he is going to move forward and he is going to come out of that cycle. And I think, you know, this to the 2 of Swords for me is, again, it's about balance, and it can be burying your head in the sand. And I think he needs to, you know, it can also be very defensive. So again, the Swords are about thought processes, so he's very trapped in his own mind at the moment, but that cycle will come to a close, and I think he'll be able to sort of lay his weapons down and be able to then open up and communicate with you, Divine Feminines. It's just going to take some time, you know. Again, clarifier on the 9 of Cups is the 6 of Swords. He's moving towards this. You know, sometimes the 6 of Swords to me can be about moving away from, but, you know, if you look at this, he's definitely moving away from this behaviour and these feelings and these thought processes, and he's moving towards the 9 of Cups, fulfillment, you, Divine Feminine. The clarifier, look, this mirrors his headspace. He doesn't want to argue with you. He doesn't want to come across to you without the right offer. You know, when he makes that step forward and comes forward to you, and you see him acting, he definitely wants to get this right. He doesn't want to make the situation worse. He really, really doesn't. And you know, the overarching energy on the clarifiers is the Ace of Swords. So again, you have got a masculine here that is, I feel, going through the dark night of the soul. He's battling a lot with his headspace, his heart space, his 3D, the 5D. He's starting to wake up, absolutely terrified about speaking his truth. Not sure how to move forward, doesn't want to get the communication wrong, knows that he needs to take that leap of faith at some point. I think he's just got to go through the process of just feeling a bit more confident in himself, being true to himself in his headspace, and then be able to communicate properly in the heart space. This will happen. It's just going to take some time, and Divine Feminines, you do need to be patient with him. Okay? Right, so we'll pull a few Romance Angel cards on this as well, just to cap off the end of the Divine Masculine reading. So these are the Romance Angel cards by Dorian Virtue, and I think we'll just pull a couple. Okay, Spirit, could we get 2 cards for the Divine Masculine, advice for the Divine Feminine, for this Twin Flame Collective that I'm reading on? 2 cards. One more shuffle, and I'll take it from the top. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so the first card is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations and visualizations help bring you together. So again, I think this mirrors what I was saying in regards to the Divine Masculine waking up, starting to understand the process, feels the pull towards his feminine, and just needs to try and understand why, what the next steps are. I definitely think that the second card here is codependency. And addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, when I talk about addictions, we could talk about them as in like the physical drug or drink problem, and perhaps your Divine Masculine has that. But codependency and addictive behaviours can also be the way that we behave. They're sort of impulse reactions from sort of social conditioning and coping strategies from a child, based around your family, your experiences, your friends, your social circle, and you can be codependent on the way that you respond to a given situation sometimes. And I think perhaps that, the Divine Masculine is used to being in his headspace, being very in control, having that balance, and this particular connection has destabilized that balance within him. And I think he's got to break the codependent cycles on the way that he's behaving to be able to then take that leap of faith and move forward to you. So yeah, we have got a Divine Masculine here, or collective here, that are going to start the process of doing their work. But Divine Feminines, you're just going to have to be patient. Okay, so we're going to move into the Divine Feminine part of this reading now for our Twin Flames. Spirit, please could you guidance for Twin Flame Collective here. I'm going to do one more shuffle for you ladies out there. And when I talk about gender, this isn't relevant. When we talk about Twin Flames, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, it's not gender specific because it's based around energy. So you can have males out there that are actually female or feminine energies, and vice versa. And the same principle goes for same-sex couples as well. You can have a female with Divine Masculine energies and vice versa. So, I think the key thing about the Twin Flame journey is about finding union within yourself, and then, being together as a Twin Flame couple, if that's divinely guided for you. Okay, so we're going to just split the deck on this one for our Divine Feminines out there. Okay, well, that one definitely wanted to come out. So the first card out of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry about that, my video cut out, so I've had to restart it again. So could we please get some cards for the Divine Feminine in her headspace? Oh, take that. Interesting. The Three of Wands here. Again, we've got a Divine Feminine. The Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. I think this is mirrors what I was saying about the Divine Masculines. You know, you need to be patient. Wheel of Fortune, again. Again, the Wheel of Fortune can be about luck, but for this particular reading and based on the previous one from the Divine Masculine, so I would say that this is about, you know, being patient about the new cycle that is going to happen. I think you've kind of got the 3D sorted with your Ten of Pentacles here, so that's the end of the cycle. You found your balance, Divine Feminines, you know, but you're definitely waiting for the Divine Masculine to act. But I think, you know, all of us, we're highly intuitive creatures, and I think if we can oh wow, lovely, if we can follow our intuition, you know, the 3D is what it is, and I think, you know, we all know that the divine, or you will know in your heart of hearts, that the Divine Masculine's on his way. You know, you've just kind of got to be patient and wait for him to come to you, and him to be the Page of Wands and come to you with that offer and that communication. You know the cycle of this, you know, this same sort of codependent behaviour that he's had in terms of the way that he responds to things. You know that this cycle's drawing to an end. And if your Divine Masculine does have addiction issues in terms of drink or drugs, you know, gambling, whatever it may well be, perhaps he's doing the inner work on that to be able to change the cycle for you as well. But whoever you are out there, Divine Feminines, that, you know, are feeling this shift within your masculines, you know the time now is for you to be patient. You know, this is not going to happen overnight, this offer. You know, and I think he will come back with an apology. He will. Maybe he does owe you an apology. But this cycle and the, you know, the current behaviour, the overarching energy on this is the world. It's got the whole world in his sense. It's got the whole world in his sense. You know, this is end of another cycle. So this mirrors the Wheel of Fortune. You know, and again, for me, this card also is about having sort of being in the 3D, one foot in the 3D and one foot in the divine. You know, the possibilities with this are endless. And this cycle, you know, is going to come to an end. You can feel it. Not just in the 3D. You might not see it so much in the 3D at the moment, but you know in the 3D it's going to happen. And in the 5D, union's already happened, my darlings. And look, the Death card. You know, transformation, out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, this is Divine Masculines. You know where you're at in your headspace at the moment. That's too many. So we'll just get some clarifiers on the Ten of Pentacles. I think the Ten of Pentacles for me as well, the more I feel about this collective that I'm picking up on, the Ten of Pentacles as well is about sort of letting the 3D take care of itself, you know, trusting in your intuition more, being less attached to what's going on in the 3D world, because union's already happened in the 5D. You recognise your twin flame, you know who they are. Could I get a clarifier on the 10, please? 10 of Pentacles, thank you. Yeah, communication. Check that out. Communication is on the way. Oh, Divine Feminines, you got the power. Check this out. Clarifying your Three of Wands. You know you got the tools to do the job here. You know the answers are all within you. You know your intuition's on point. You know your 3D is where it is. You've accepted, you've surrendered in the 3D. Maybe the 10 of Pentacles as well, Divine Feminine here, could be about, you know, closing a cycle of maybe your codependency on chasing down your Divine Masculine, and you've just reached a point in the 3D, you know, 10 of Pentacles, whoa, enough, surrender. And I feel that, you know that this Divine Masculine needs to come forward with something. He knows it as well. Communication, this mirrors what he had in his heart space with the Page of Wands. He knows he's got to come forward and communicate with you, and you know it too. And I think again, you know, the Eight of Wands is about really quick communication, and I can't help but feel that you've surrendered to the fact that this communication is not going to happen quickly. It's going to be more kind of Page of Wands communication. And I think this has triggered your Divine Masculine's awakening. I feel that he has honestly thought, she's not coming to me no more. And he knows he needs to buck up now. He needs to get himself in check. Well done, Divine Feminines. Well done. Okay, so let's look at this Three of Wands. Clarified by the Magician. You know where you're at. You know where you're at. Take your time. Do you. Your masculine will follow. Okay, can we get a clarifier on the Wheel of Fortune, please? Divine Feminines, what a reading. Woo-hoo-hoo. You've got a collective that are just surrendered. Your headspace, wish fulfillment, satisfaction. You're emotionally feeling very stable. It's in this, you know, this is the same as his heart space. You're mirroring each other there, guys. You both want the same outcome. You both want the same things. You're just at different stages right now. The Wheel of Fortune is turning to satisfaction, fulfillment, happiness. Congratulations. Let's get a clarifier on the Six of Cups, please. Oh, Six of Cups. Oh, I'm going to take that one. Oh, guys. Wow. Very rarely am I lost for words, but look at this. The Four of Wands. This is my twin flame card in the deck. Aside of the Two of Cups, these two are kind of, Two of Cups can be soulmates, but this is definite. You know, in your headspace, this person, this masculine is your twin flame. Patience, my dear, patience. The stable love is on its way. You're there, man. You're loving. I think this is again about, for me, it's kind of like conditions. You know, you're expecting an apology, but you've released those conditions. It's kind of like, you know, my masculine is who he is. I know he wants to communicate, and when he's ready, he will. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to just follow my intuition because I can sense and feel that things are changing within him. I'm going to give him that space in the 3D to deal with his dark night of the soul. But I'm going to be there for him in the 5D because this is what we all want in the 3D. Union, stability, love. Woohoo! Amazing. I do feel that the energy of these two together is about loving your twin flame unconditionally, regardless of what stage he's at in the process. That's beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. And look, the clarifier, overarching energy here, Four of Pentacles. Releasing the 3D with your Ten of Pentacles, not holding on, not being codependent, and being satisfied. Enough is enough. You're not gripping and struggling to hold on to this connection anymore. The 5D union's happened. The 3D one will happen when he's ready. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well done, feminines. Okay. We're going to move into your heart space now. So let's just get rid of these cards. Well done. Right, I'm going to go with, what do we reckon? 3 shuffles? I think so. 1. 4 of Wands, baby. 4 of Wands. 2. Okay, let's give the deck a cut. Divine Feminines, what's going on in your heart space? Healing. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Taking time to rest your mind, regroup, heal yourself, find your inner happiness, surrendering, trusting in the divine. Okay, Spirit, please could we get, we'll take that one. Yeah. Heart space, that leap of faith. I think that's going inwards, Divine Feminines, connecting with your intuition, connecting with yourself, connecting with your twin flame in 5D, surrendering in the 3D with your Ten of Pentacles and saying, you know, my leap of faith is this. I trust that what's meant to be for me will be. Fucking amazing. And again, more mirroring with that in terms of, you know, this in the headspace, the divine masculine knows that's where he needs to get to. In your heart space, you're already there. You guys are a little bit further along in the process, but you know what? They'll catch up. They will catch up. In healing, taking time for yourself, releasing the pressure to the divine, manifesting what you want, finding the strength within yourself. You could be talking about a Leo here. Your divine masculine could be a Leo. But again, you know, we've got the infinite sign there. Mirrors the magician in your headspace. It takes strength and it takes courage to release the outcome to the divine. Oh, there was a card that flipped there. Yeah. To release the strength to the divine. You know, it takes strength and courage to release the outcome to the divine and the universe, and to just have faith that what's destined for you will be, and that Four of Wands union with your masculine is going to happen. But you've taken that leap of faith, no doubt, after a period of just going within yourself to try and understand this. And you've got to a stage, feminines, where, you know, you understand this 5D connection. You understand that there's rules in the 3D, and that you understand you can have a 3D connections with people and still have the 5D union with your twin. You know, some twins, they come together and they part over years and years and years, but the one thing that will always remain consistent, whether in physical separation or not, all twin flames, once they've united in the 5D and you know that who they are, you recognize them. And let's be honest, we all feel that within our souls, our essence, you know. And when you know, you know. And once you're able to release the conditional attachment to having to have your twin flame in the 3D, and you can allow them to kind of, I don't know, fly with their own wings, go in their cocoon in the dark night of the soul, and take what time they need to grow, evolve, and become that butterfly. You know, I think right now, divine feminines, you know, butterflies, they never see their own beauty. You guys are in your butterfly stage. So take that time, and the love that you were giving to the divine masculine, you need to give to yourself. You know, that cup of love needs to come into you so that your cup is full. And when your divine masculine comes to you, which he will, you'll both have full cups. It will be an equal energy exchange. That's beautiful. That's what it's all about. Balancing each other, but being whole individually and being super whole when you're together. You know, the overarching energy is the Ace of Wands, and for me this is like my Harry Potter wave my magic wand. And I think investing that love that you've been giving to the divine masculine with maybe perhaps your own codependent behaviours, you've changed. The new cycle for you is about reinvesting that love towards yourself. And being strong enough to do that, because let's be honest, taking that leap of faith and trusting the divine to deliver the person that this insane connection that you've had with another person, scary as hell. Scary as hell. That surrender is the disintegration of ego, constricted beliefs on what love should be and what shape and form it should come in. Well done. Well done, divine feminines. Super proud of you all and this collective. Let's get some clarifiers just on the Four of Swords. Get some clarifiers. Changing behaviours, changing perspective. Divine feminines, you are in your power right now, holding space for your masculines. Yeah, so the Page of Wands is clarifying. That came up in the masculine's heart space, I believe, as well. And again, that's clarifying. Clarifying your Four of Swords here. Through that process of healing, you've made a decision about what your actions surrounding communication with your divine masculine are going to be. And I think that page there is waiting for the divine masculine to come to him so he can communicate. You've surrendered it. In fact, it could also be that, in that process of healing, you've surrendered your need to act to the masculine, and that's why that's coming up in his reading. That's the divine masculine. Guys, man, this reading is crazy. Okay, clarifying the Fool. You going through your healing, divine feminine, taking that leap of faith, trusting in the divine. If there's ever a message or clarifier here that could tell you what the way you've called that is right, it's getting the Lovers card. The angel there telling you you're divinely guided. The angel, you've surrendered. You've taken that leap of faith. And the divine will answer. 4 of Wands and the Lovers card in the same reading for you guys. Woo-wee! Loving it. Gotta be one of the favourite readings I've ever done this. Let's get a clarifier on the Strength cards. I'm buzzing for you guys. Woohoo! If you can see my face right now, I've got a great big smile. Feeling the love, guys. Feeling the love. Okay, we've got 2 fall out on this on the Strength. Yeah. 7 of Wands. Having strength not to act. To release control. Walking away from old beliefs. And walking towards more self-love. Divine Feminines, you cracked it. Woo! We've got a jumper. Yeah, man. For those of you that are single, loving yourself, being content and happy, feeling fulfilled in your own divine right, you're in your power, loving yourself, filling your own cup, enjoying the single life. Transformation, overarching energy for the clarifiers for you guys. Transformation, boy oh boy, Divine Feminines, there's been a huge transformation within you guys. Out with the old, in with the new, shedding old beliefs, old patterns. And for the Divine Masculine, that process is just starting. That transformation, that leap of faith is next on the list. Well done, Feminines. Proud of you all. Masculines, keep going, you've got this. Right, I'm going to pull a few Romance Angel cards for the Feminines out there. Whew. Let's go. 2 cards please for the Feminines. Got small hands, so these cards are not that easy to shuffle. One more shuffle. Let's go. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, so the card that one of the first card that we pulled out for you is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Again, I've said all of this already. Waiting for the right moment. Your masculine will come forward when he's ready, and he's, and communicate. He needs to balance his King of Cups. Focus on communicating it in the right way. Taking that leap of faith. But that heart-to-heart conversation is on its way. Attraction is the second card for Divine Feminines. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Again, this mirrors the energy in your readings, Divine Feminine. Taking that step back, surrendering, loving unconditionally, holding space. The less you push or you're trying to chase your masculine, the more opportunity you're giving him to pause, reflect, go inwards, understand the connection, feel the pull, feel missing you. The more he's going to be able to wake up and see the attraction and feel the attraction and be able to act. The whole time that you're, chasing him, it's like magnets, you're pushing each other. If you hold space, you stop the pushing, where's your masculine going to go? He's got to go in, because he's going to miss you. He's still going to miss that pull. And that he's going to find attractive. Let it breathe. Let it breathe, my Feminines. Right, that concludes the reading for today. I'll be back with another Twin Flame update likely in the next couple of days. I hope you've enjoyed the reading, and we'll catch up soon. Thanks very much. Bye.